26 years after he led a gruesome genocide, the fate of the man who's called the Butcher of Bosnia has been sealed. He will spend the rest of his life in prison. The verdict came just a short while back. A United Nations court in The Hague has rejected his appeal. They upheld all charges from genocide to crimes against humanity. The man himself was in the courtroom awaiting his fate. Our next report tells you how a Serbian general named Ratko Mladic became the Butcher of Bosnia and how modern-day Serbia continues to struggle with his tainted legacy.
The year is 1991. Soviet communism is in the side mirror. The world is nursing its wounds from decades of Cold War. In Eastern Europe, things are spiraling out of control. The communist states are at war, some with neighbors, others with themselves. One such country was the sprawling Yugoslavia, a mosaic of 6 peoples. Burdened by its own diversity, Yugoslavia began disintegrating. In October 1991, the Socialist Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina declared independence. The move was backed by a referendum, but it would seal the fate of thousands of Bosniak Muslims. Serbs living in the new Bosnian state opposed independence. With the help of the Serbian government, they attacked Bosnia and Herzegovina. Thus began a campaign of crackdowns, ethnic cleansing and massacres. A campaign that became the life goal of this man, Ratko Mladic, the Butcher of Bosnia. The Bosnian War killed 100,000 people, displaced 2.2 million others. The most brutal episode of the war came in 1995. The city of Srebrenica was bathed in blood by Mladic and his Serbian army. 8,000 Bosnians were massacred, most of them young Muslim men. By 1995, Srebrenica was besieged from all sides. The United Nations had declared the town a safe area, but they made one grave mistake. They failed to demilitarize the surrounding area. Rumor has it Mladic was handing out sweets to children, while their brothers and fathers were dragged into forests and executed. In 2004, a war tribunal ruled that the massacre was a genocide. By now, most of the Serbian generals were in hiding, including Ratko Mladic. 7 years later, he was captured from northern Serbia. After a long and traumatizing trial, justice came in 2017. Mladic was convicted of genocide and crimes against humanity. Today, in his late 70s, Mladic has a shadow of his venomous past. But he clings on to his ideology from the war. Ask him, the court, the tribunal. It's all a NATO conspiracy.
I was and still am a target of the NATO alliance. And please don't take offense if I say that this tribunal, of which I have a very, very low opinion, is a child of the Western powers that have been blowing the same horn ever since the fall of the Berlin Wall.
Mladic's legacy is a complicated one. To most of the world, he is the Butcher of Bosnia, but to many Serbs, even in Srebrenica, he is a crusader, a man who fought for Serbian glory.
We want to send a message that Ratko Mladic is the Serb hero and that we are very grateful to him because his entry into Srebrenica had just freed us from everything that was causing evil and harm in that area.
Ratko Mladic isn't the first villain to be venerated, and he won't be the last. But unlike these Serbian hardliners, history does not have blinkers. The mass graves in Srebrenica will testify to that. Bureau Report, WION. World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.